My name's Alvin A. Horne. I'm known also as Andy. My last attained rank was as a Navy lieutenant. I continued to serve on out of Sadek, the detachment at Sadek, until sometime in February. I was having night vision problems. This thing that had gone off very early, where the mission, there was another one on the Mekong River itself. At some point, somebody had heard me complaining about that. And I got a message that I was going to be pulled up to squadron as an operational readiness officer. And I did. I went up there. Truthfully, I couldn't see well at night. And I think it was eye strain and that sort of thing. But I got up there and spent 6 weeks at Cameron. Theoretically, my position was to inspect new American crews coming in, but we didn't have new crews. What we had were Vietnamese. And so I had Vietnamese trainees on my boat, and I welcomed them. And so I was testing new Vietnamese crews to make sure they were ready to receive our boats in the ACTOF program. And there were other duties I had, but mostly I spent a lot of time swimming at the beach and relaxing. And then squadron moved down to Cat Low. And Coastal Division 13, I believe, moved up to Sadek. And as the time was passing, by May of 1970, there were plans to go into Cambodia. I was one of the, I was an advisor on Vietnamese boats. There were 15 Vietnamese boats that had all been turned over in various drills from I think the spring of 70 and other places. And these 15 boats had been freshly painted and rehabbed and all of that sort of thing, had pretty little flags. And then we had 8 American boats that were up at Chowduck. Those 8 boats hadn't had similar cosmetic changes. So we went up the Mekong and rendezvoused at some ship up there. The next morning, which I believe would be May 7, 1970, 23 boats entered Cambodia. I have a vivid memory of our 15 Vietnamese boats not being able to keep good interval. Our boats having problems. Here come the American boats, the 8 American boats, and you could have run a tape measure from them, and by the book they were holding tight formation going in. I still remember hearing the radio transmissions of the lead boat saying, "We're in the tangent," which means the tangent of the border between Vietnam and Cambodia. And then I remember seeing the last boat snap in line, and his snap in line was exactly the last American boat in that group to go up, right on time, right on target. Well, the process of seeing them come across from my left towards my right and get into the Mekong up there helped all of the Vietnamese helmsmen find their sea legs and find their skills improving. And it didn't. 'Didn't take long before all of the Vietnamese boats were doing well. We had intelligence reports at the meeting the night before that the enemy had a 3.5-inch gun somewhere in Cambodia, maybe 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers in. And we'd been told that if any of us got hit, we were on our own. But none of us were to stop, to render aid or anything like that. And so I'm sure everybody was pretty hyped up and ready for it. Well, as it turned out, it was a zip zero nada. Nothing happened. Except some Vietnamese gunner tapped his twin 50s once out of, it was an error, a mistake. And it was a short burst. And everybody got excited, but nothing happened. We were to go to the Neeklong ferry crossing, which was 22 kilometers in from Vietnam. And the orders were to say, hold the crossing until relieved. Well, that's, to me, was a little bit over dramatic. But by then, the Army had been coming in from somewhere to my right. And we chugged around in that landing area for the rest of the day. Sometime during that point, I left, and all of my advisory group, we left the Vietnamese Swifts, and a group of them, I believe less than 15, went on up to Nam Kep. And I transferred over to my old boat, the 59 boat, and spent the night there. The next morning, I had a group of us put together to go back to the ship in Vietnam. I spent the night on that ship. The next morning, bummed a ride that eventually got me back to Cat Low and the squadron headquarters. I then went on R&R,